Morning, fellas.
Morning.
Morning.
How we doing?
Good. I'm making a pizza.
You're making a pizza?
Yeah.
You're
That sounds awesome.
you share it with the class?
I can show you.
Yeah. I'm hungry anyway. I want to see it.
Are you gonna do anything else besides the lab today?
No, we're just going to look at your pizza.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We're going to finish up lab 6B, and then if you guys want to get started on 7, that's fine. I just want to get everybody on the same page because I think there's a lot of confusion with this motor starter relay stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I put it together this morning from memory, and the easiest way to describe it is that it circumvents the push starting once the push button turns it on. That's how I thought of it. Made it simple.
okay. And that's okay if you can do it from memory, but I really want you guys to get in the habit of working through the ladder diagrams because
Yeah.
over the next semester and a half, it's going to be the ladder diagrams are just going to get more and more complex, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
are we going to get to see this pizza, or should we just get started?
You got 6 minutes, so might as well
it's
get
still
started.
cooking. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a bummer. Okay. Well, I rewired. Hang on, I got to share this. What I got going on here. My screen. You see the breadboard and everything? I rewired this breadboard to make it a little less confusing. So I want to work through what you guys probably have done already is the control circuit, and we haven't really finished up the power circuit. So we have a way to turn the motor on, but we haven't hooked up the motor yet. So what I want to do is walk through this one more time together. I'm going to show you, actually we're going to do it together, wire numbers first, and then we'll check my breadboard on the camera to see if you guys can recognize what the numbers are, since I don't have them numbered, and hopefully that'll clear up confusion as to what hooks up to what. And then we'll move on to the power circuit and get our motors spinning, which you guys might have already done already, but we're going to do it anyway because I want to. Okay.
Yeah. What do you use to wire your numbers on the circuit or number your wires? Do you use like little pieces of tape or?
No, you should have a one of these. Do you have one of these and all the stuff that I gave you?
Oh yeah, I probably do. I didn't look that hard.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you weren't here the day that I went over that, these little
Right.
numbers, you can cut them in half, right? There's a little perforation right there. So
Okay.
here, I'll do an example. So here's one. I'll give you, actually, that's not going to be a 1. That's going to be a 3. So I've got, this one's already torn in half, right? So I'm just going to grab this bottom half. These wires are pretty small for these big wire numbers, but
Yeah.
I want you guys to get in the habit of doing it.
Gotcha.
Just because I want you to. Trust me. Trust old Zach. If you guys could start calling me Zach Attack, that'd be great.
Yeah. What was the deal? You called me about classes and the caller ID was like Zach's the boss or something?
Yeah, that was a joke that I did a long time that keeps backfiring on me. I went into my Verizon account and you can change your name on there, and I had no idea that it would automatically show up on everybody's caller ID, and I just never went and changed it.
Well, honestly, it's probably a good idea because I probably wouldn't have answered the call if it was just like your number.
Yeah. But you said Zach's the boss. You saw Zach the boss, and you're like, I got to talk to this guy. I don't
Yeah,
know who this is, but he's the boss. Okay. What are we doing? Electrical stuff?
Yeah.
All right. So in the control circuit, which part's the control circuit? The top or the bottom part?
The control is the top part.
It's absolutely wrong.
Ah,
What is the top part?
the top part, you mean like above
Power.
the ladder?
What is
Okay,
this?
it makes
part?
sense now.
What is that?
Power
Yeah.
circuit.
It makes sense
Power.
now.
This is control. What is the overall goal here? The goal is just to turn this motor on and off with all these bells and whistles, right? So this bottom part is the control circuit. This is what we're using to control the motor however we want to. But right now, we've just got it on a simple stop-start station. So when we press the button, we want the motor to turn on. When we hit the stop button, we want the motor to turn off. So already we've done the control circuit down here. So what wire number is this going into the stop?
1.
That's a 1. Next set.
2.
Where's the 2 at?
The opposite side, the top right.
Yeah, so this is a 1. This is a 2. Always think about 2 as being your return path. So whether it's the negative side of the power supply or neutral, if you're using 120 control voltage. So this is a 2. This is a 2. Even though it goes through an overload here, it's on the load side of this coil. So everything on the load side of the coil being the return path is going to be a 2. On your trainer with your 24 volts DC power supply and your fake motor starter that's just that little tiny ice cube relay on the proto board, you don't have an overload contact. The overload contact that's on there, I left it on there to show you because it's the most realistic thing. In the field, you're going to see motor starters with overloads, like I showed you on that big black NEMA one.
Okay.
All right, so we got our 1s and our 2s out of the way, which means to the right of the stop push button is what number?
Probably 3.
3. And I like to put the numbers on every place that I'm going to land a wire so I can check them off as I go. Okay, to the right of the start push button.
4.
And I put this little 220 ohm resistor in there. Just as to remind you to put that in there before you smoke your relay, which hopefully Garrett didn't already do. If you did, that's my fault.
I did not. The relay still works.
Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second.
Who's cat?
It's my. He won't fucking leave me the fuck alone. Every time I wake up, he just immediately wants to get fed, bro. I feel your pain, dog.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, so I got my wire numbers. So this number is 3. So where is this number coming from off the top of the screen?
Coming from a red. No, it's coming from the stop button terminal.
Right. Very good. Makes this also wire number what?
So 3.
Did you say 3?
Yeah, 3.
You're right. It's on the same potential as the start push button, right?
Yep.
So I got coming from the stop to the start. So on my ladder diagram, and you know, if you guys can print these diagrams off or pull them up in Microsoft Paint like I have them, it's going to be helpful to you to do it the way that I'm doing it. I'm not going to make you do it because there's no way I can make you do it. But from the stop to the start, I know I got that. Let me switch colors. So we tell the difference. So I know this one's done. I know that one's done. And then I have a 3 going from the start to a normally open contact. So I know that one's done. So where are my 4s at?
The one going from the normally open contact to the other side of the push button.
Yeah. And that's this one, right?
Yep.
So that's the other side of the normally open. Going up to the other side of the start button. And the other side of the start button to the 220 ohm resistor. It's right here. And the other side of the resistor is landing on one side of the coil. And you understand that that's what this diagram is, right? This is a coil.
Coil.
All it is a wire wrapped round and 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 round. And then it goes to a non-existent overload and back to the negative side. So what I did on these negative and positive rails is I just pulled 24 volts down here. So this entire positive rail is plus 24, and this entire negative rail is the negative. Okay, so the other side of my negative in the coil is just landing over here, and it ends back up at the power supply. So if I did all of that right, when I push the button, you should see this little relay click. Right here, you'd see this thing pull in, and these contacts down here will change state. See it?
Yep.
Is there a lag between?
Yeah, the video and yeah.
Okay, but you can at least see it change state, right?
Yeah.
You can hear it clicking. So that's cool. We've done everything in the control circuit that we need to. All we need to do is finish up the power supply circuit. So I'm going to zoom out and let you see everything I got going on. So let's start all the way on the left of the ladder diagram, where it says 120 volt AC, single phase, 60 hertz. Where is that on your trainer and my trainer going to the power supply?
The bottom side of the power supply.
Right here. I'm going to check them off as we go so we can follow this. The other side of the power supply, so the load side, that's these two. They're already made up. Now, let's keep going on this positive side all the way to the motor. Where is F4? What is F4 and where is it?
Fuse 4, it's in a little white fuse box.
Right. So from the positive side of the power supply going over to the fuse, that's F4. Load side of the fuse to MS1 normally open contact. Do we have that one done?
I don't know.
We do not.
Okay.
So on our motor starter, where is that?
On the bottom two. Little guys.
Right. So we got two sets of contacts here, right?
Yeah.
One on the left side, one on the right side.
Yep.
On the left side, I zoomed out, but on the left side, I'm using these as my holding contacts, right? That's in the control circuit. On the
Yep.
right side, I'm going to use those to run the motor. So I need to take plus 24 from the fuse to a normally open side of the contact. Everybody get that?
Yeah.
And I'll use blue for that so you can differentiate it.
So those in the power circuit, correct?
Yeah, we're in the power circuit right now. We're in the top.
All right. So those in the power circuit don't get wire numbers, or they do?
They do not.
Okay.
It's a good question. So where should we pull our plus 24 from?
The red terminal strip?
Yep. Because it's on the load side of the fuse, right?
Yep.
Anything on those red terminals are protected by this fuse.
Mm-hmm.
So where my normally open has 28 and 30. All right, so I just did plus 24 to motor starter normally open. So that's this and this. And I do not need to wire it because it's in the power circuit. Now from the other side of the contact, do we have overloads on your trainer?
No.
We do not. It's just there for realistic purposes. So really all I have to do is go from the other side of the normally open. So on mine, that's pin number 30 over to the motor 1 plus, which is right here. And I've already got a wire in there, but it's red. I'm going to take that out. I've already got the negative side of my motor landed on the negative side. So what I just did on the ladder was that to the motor, and the negative side is already done. So now when I push the green button, should the motor spin?
Yep, and it should stay on.
Yep. Blew my tape off of there. Get a little tie wrap on there or something, so maybe we can see it spin.
My tape stayed. I heated up a piece of plastic and stuck it to it yesterday, and
Yeah.
threw it across the room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're pretty strong little motors.
Yeah, these motors I think were designed for like Power Wheels cars.
Yeah.
So, and then they go into these little gearboxes that obviously reduce the speed and increase the torque.
Mm-hmm.
But does your motor make that god awful sound?
Yep.
Does it? I didn't know if it was just because of how tightly it was strapped to the board, or if it was.
No, it just zooms.
Just the sound of the motor. What happened? All right, so everybody clear on lab 6?
Yep.
All right, I've loaded lab 7 onto the drive for you. Let's see, where am I? Should look like that. So here's your lab 7. Let's go through the wire numbers together, and then I'll let you guys try to wire it up yourself. And then if you have trouble, then I will go through it with you tomorrow.
Gotcha.
So here's our 1. Got a lot of twos over here. So everything on the load side of all these loads. How many loads do we have here in the control circuit?
5.
What are they?
Control relay 1, green light, motor starter 1, red light, resistor.
Yeah, I guess the resistor is a load, but
Yeah, it counts, but it's not really doing any
Yeah,
work.
so-
Besides,
so everything on the load side of those is a 2. And all your 2s are going to be black.
and that little normally closed overload is not going to be in our thing.
Correct. Do you remember where that is on the motor starter that I showed you yesterday? So
Oh yeah, I think so.
here's your motor starter down here at the bottom. Remember, the goal with this is to close these 3 contacts with these to start a 3-phase motor. Right now it's off, but if you
Yep.
energize the coil, turns on, and that makes between here and here. In between there, there's these 3 overload heaters. When those, they're basically springs. When those trip this, and there's a little window to show you when it's tripped, this contact on the side opens up. And what that does, since that's in series with the coil, you know, even if the coil is energized, this will keep the motor from turning on because it opens these 3 up, right?
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is real life. This is practical stuff. We're faking it. We're faking it till we make it.
Okay.
All right, so we've got our 1s and 2s on here. That makes these 3s, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That makes this side of the start 4. Everything should look familiar so far.
Yep.
Now, what do we have over here on CR1 coil and the green light? What number is that?
4 still, right?
Yep. And to the left of this other push button, which means we're going to have to add another push button to our trainer.
Yep, it's still 4 also.
Just for the sake of all of us being on the same page, let's make this one yellow. All right, so Garrett says that's a 4 and he's correct. So look how many 4s we have on this thing. All that means is that all these wires are going to be energized at the same time. So the motor starter will not turn on until CR1 is energized, right? The whole idea is this is kind of like
Yeah.
control start. So nothing will happen until you hit control on. So you could even relabel this control on push button, and that'll be indicated by a green LED light. This will hold it in the on state. And then we have like the second part of our process is down here. So once this yellow push button is pushed, then MS1 will fire and the red light will turn on. Cool. I guess we should finish numbering though, huh?
Yep.
So that means the right side of the yellow push button, I'll just put a yellow in there, is going to be a 5, correct? 5, 5, 5.
Yep.
So 1 wire at a time. Some of them might be already made up right, but I would do 1 wire at a time. check it off, label it, and then move on. So CR1
Gotcha.
on your trainer, where is that? Remember, this is the motor starter. So where's CR1?
It's the one attached to the board.
Yeah.
The other.
Just
clear
pick one of your ice cube relays. So this is going to be control relay 1. The pins for those, I think, are 13 and 14. Is that right? These two guys?
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all I'm going to do today. I can leave this up on the screen as long as you guys want to stick around, and I'll just putz around in here. I don't want to go through it until you guys have given it the old college try first. So have fun, and just remember that next 2 chapter homeworks are due tomorrow morning. Correct? Thursday morning at 9.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. You guys have any other questions or anything on your mind that you want to tell me? Like,
Oh, that
What's up
pizza
with
was
this
good.
pizza? Yeah, what's up with this pizza?
did you?
It's gone.
The pizza. You ate it already?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I was really
It's
looking
gone.
forward to seeing that pizza. I was living vicariously through you today.
Me too. I'm in the same boat. I'm starving.
Did you look at any of the lab videos I sent in?
I did. Looks
Did
good.
they look good?
Heck yeah.
All right, cool. Obviously, none of the wires were numbered, but
Yeah, you need to get in the habit of doing that.
yep.
I'm not gonna. It's too hard for me to go on video and try to check all your wire numbers, but
Right.
2 reasons. The first benefit is for you. Like you can see already that our diagrams are getting more and more complex. You're
Yep.
going to want every single wire to be labeled. The next thing is, you know, in the last semester before you graduate, well, I guess it depends on which program you're in, but if you take like
I'm in maintenance,
instrumentation,
so
yeah, you're in maintenance, so you might not get like the advanced PLC class, but when we get hands-on in there and you're wiring your stuff up, like you're gonna want that stuff labeled well.
gotcha. You don't get lost in the sauce, as Justin says.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
You don't want to be lost in the sauce.
How much more complex than this are we going to end up getting?
Like how many rungs do you think we're gonna have at the end of this trainer, Zach?
Well, we're going to kind of change. I'll show you. Let me show you. So this is what you see here is how I've been modifying the labs to do what we have with our trainer setup and the setup behind me. All it is just the 2 different power circuits for different kind of motors. But this one over here is like what I would normally use in the lab. So two control relays, handoff auto, about 10 rungs is probably the max in this class. But have I showed you the troubleshooting ladder?
Nope.
So when you take troubleshooting in the fall, let me find that. Yeah, I think I did. I thought I did. Anyway. Let me show you. When you take Electech 151, which even if you're industrial maintenance, you'll take that class.
Yeah.
Here's the drill station ladder diagram. So this is the one you're going to use for troubleshooting. Okay. And this one's set up a little bit differently, but at the top of the first page, the power circuit is this 3-phase coolant motor up here. And then you can see a control transformer. So you got 120, 208 coming in, which means there's 120 between each phase and 120 to ground on each phase, and between any two of them is 208. So this control transformer knocks it down to 120 volts. And then let me back out here. So this is the first page, and 17, 34, blah, 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 blah. 125 rungs. And when you're in that class and I break down for you how this thing is set up, you won't be so overwhelmed with it. And it's really not that bad once you get to working with it. But, so yeah, that's an example of, one wire at a time, label it, because
Right.
if you're troubleshooting something that you wired up in the field and you're having a problem with drill 3 when it's going to its return state, and you have no idea where this wire is, like what number is that, because you didn't label it, you're going to be like, oh crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's making sense.
So you wonder why we harp on people for wire numbers. That's why.
Yeah, I could see with 100 rungs, that would probably get pretty annoying.
Mm-hmm. So, oh, look at you. Good class? Yeah. Everybody say hi to Steve.
Hey, dudes.
Hi, Steve.
What's
What's
up?
up, Steve?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Fantastic.
Lucky enough, you'll see Steve in 215
Yeah.
PLCs.
Lucky enough.
So
What that mean?
he's going to fix all your bad trouble or ladder diagram skills that I'm teaching you.
I'm just curious. What's this here? What have we got here, Zach?
They don't care. they're on there smoking weed and stuff.
No tobacco on camp. Oh, yeah, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I guess Automation Directs boxes too. Did you have anything in there?
No, I thought those were your
HMIs?
HMIs.
And I ordered some other stuff too, some terminal strips and stuff.
Sweet.
Anything you need? I haven't opened them yet. They're still sitting
No,
there.
that should be all your stuff. I don't think I can. I tried to order stuff off of Automation Direct and I couldn't because you already had an account set up. So that's all.
I'm happy to do that.
It's all urine.
All right, then. Okay.
I hope we have money left in our account. I wish I'd update it. So.
If not, we'll take it out of mine.
Okay. Okay.
Zach, I missed the first part of class. Was the control relay? Was that still the little coil relay switches, or is that the ice cube?
Control relay is the ice cube.
Which one are we using for the motor starter?
I don't. Shit, I don't know.
Same one we did yesterday.
Oh, I thought you were giving me a choice. Okay. I thought it was a question like you're giving me a choice, like I could choose.
On our
either
trainer,
one.
we are always going to use this for a motor starter. Okay.
Okay.
Anytime you see a different control relay, we're going to use these. I took one of them off, but you should have two there.
Okay. That's gonna always be the motor starter.
Right.
Well, yesterday I thought we used the little ones that we plug into our circuit board. We had that as MS, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's this one.
Oh, I thought you were never. You know what? I can't. I'm not paying that good attention, I guess. Okay, I got you. All right. Hey, Zach, just one question. For the number fours, do they all go to the same line on the push button?
Um,
Like to the same contact, I should say?
which push button?
Well, I mean, they're all fours are, I know I'm looking at the motor starter. I know it goes to you know what? Never mind. Answer my own question.
Okay.
Hey, Zach.
Is there?
So what's supposed to happen is I haven't hooked my motor up yet. That's the part that I haven't done. But what's supposed to happen is you press the green light comes on. You press the yellow light, the red light, well, whatever button. Press the second button and the red light comes on. Is that what should happen?
Yes, and the motor should run. When you
Yep.
the yellow
Once the
button.
motor's plugged in.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So you should hit the green button, energizes the control relay, turns the green light on, and that holds.
Yep.
You push the yellow button, and the motor turns on and the red light turns on.
Yep.
Did you get it done?
Yep.
With wire numbers?
Yep.
What? I don't believe you.
Okay. I haven't hooked the motor up yet, but that'll take 2 seconds.
Yeah, just like you were eating a pizza, right?
Yeah, that didn't take long at all.
I'm assuming the green light should not stay on, right?
You tell me. When you push the green button, that's the start. Does CR1's coil energize?
my start button stopped working. Does that mean I blew it?
Try to just unplug it and replug it back in. I was having that problem earlier.
Yeah, those little micro buttons are finicky.
So when I hold the stop button, the motor's on. I hold the stop button. Should I have to hold it or should I be able to just press it?
Which one? You got a start button and you got a yellow button. Which one are you talking about?
So green light on, red light on, the motor's going to turn on. And then I have to hold the stop button down until the motor stops spinning.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. You know why?
All right. Is it because when the motor's still spinning, it creates enough electricity to keep the things
Yep.
open?
That's exactly
what
right.
I thought.
I mean, a motor is just like
Yeah, it's a generator, just reverse.
they work frontwards and backwards, right? So
Yep.
I'm so glad that you recognize that. You got a good head on your shoulders, Garrett. You know that?
Oh, thanks.
I don't care what Justin says about you.
Yeah, my boss tells me the same thing until I fuck up. So,
Yeah. Quit doing that.
yeah, well, sometimes things just happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what I'm running into, as soon as I plug my trainer in, green light just comes on automatically, and I don't think that's right. Pretty sure that's not right. I don't know what I did. Let me see.
All right, I'm going to get out of here.
All right, man.
See ya.
See you, Garrett.
Yeah, I think I jacked that switch up. I think I got something too much of something going into that push button. That green one. As it, yeah, I think I blew it. Not blew it, I jacked it up. I don't know what you call it, but I messed it up. Figure this out now. So what shoot, I don't really think here. You said it doesn't matter which side of the push button it goes on?
You have to be more specific, Justin. Which side of what?
The green light.
The green light? Well, it just has to be a wire number 4.
Right.
So it has to be on the same potential as wire number 4. But if you're talking about the actual push button, like it could be on either side. No, as long as, let me zoom in. So if you had your 3s coming into this pin and your 4s coming out of this pin, everything up here is going to be 3s. Everything down here is going to be 4s. But you could also use this side. That's what I mean. I don't know what you're talking about as far as which side.
Okay. I got you. I think.
All right, Justin, I got to run, man.
I'm not done yet.
That's okay. Just finish it up, and there's no due dates for these labs. You just, you know, if you get them done while we're all together, that's great. Otherwise, just get them done and show me, or take a video of it and submit it on the drive.
All right.
You have any more questions? You need help?
Probably, but I'll work on it and figure it out.
Okay, just one wire at a time. Label it. Make sure everything that's a 3 is on the same potential.
Oh, my only question is coming from the lights. You got the 2, but on yours I don't see a 2.
On mine,
Yeah, I see those 2s, those number 2s coming from like the lights and from the switches.
So right here, like this 2 right here,
Yeah.
and this 2. You just have to look on your trainer.
What 2?
Where are your lights made up to?
They're made up to the switches up there.
They're made up to these terminals, right?
Yeah.
So if you remember when we hooked these up, we ran a single red wire from here to here, a single yellow wire from there, a single green wire from there. And all the negatives, we did a negative wire from there to there, negative wire from there to there, and then one negative wire out, and that's this one right here. So those 2s are already made up.
Oh, okay.
You
All
don't
right.
even
All
have
right.
to make those ones up.
I'm tripping, dude. That was on me.
You are tripping, man.
I'm trying to get it.
Slow down, take it one wire at a time,
All right.
label it, and then move on. And the neater you can make it, the better, the easier it is going to be on you in the end. And if you have to start over, start over.
Yeah, I've done that already. I'm just trying to work it, I guess. No.
For me, like a lot of times for me, I would start over personally. You don't have to, but like you've probably already got a 1 going into your stop.
Yeah.
You probably already got a 3 going from the stop to the start. So then here's what I do if I'm you. I would download the lab and open it up with like Microsoft Paint or something, because in the physical lab, if we were doing this in person, if it wasn't for this COVID stuff, if we were doing this person, I would tell you to do it this way. You would have a paper copy in front of you, and I would tell you, okay, land your number 3 from the stop to the start and label it, right? And then on your print, put a check mark so you know that one's done. Now, you still know you need a 3 right here, and you know where that's at, right?
Yeah.
So you know
That's
on
coming.
this,
That's coming from my I want to say that's the coil.
the ice cube relay,
Yeah.
normally open contact. So what pins are you using for normally open contacts on these? 9 and 5?
Yeah. Yep.
So you know at either 9 or 5 on here, you need a wire number 3. So let's say you go to 5.
Yeah, I went to 5.
So you go to 5 with wire number 3. And as long as that wire number 3 is hooked up to the same wire as the one going between the stop and the start push button, then you're good. And you put a check mark on that. Then you move on to your 4s.
Yep, I got that. So then I moved on to my 4. I came from a 4 to number 9. One second.
Okay, so that one's done.
Well, 9. Well, I took 9 to 14. To 14 because I jumpered 9. Remember we jumpered 9 and 14 the other day.
Okay.
Are we not doing that no more?
Well, is 14 part of the control relay coil?
I don't know. I remember we did 13 and 14 the other day when we were messing
Right,
with
but
these.
don't just remember, like work it out in your head. So here's what you did. look at my print, my ladder diagram. The other side of this control relay, normally open contact,
Yeah.
you put wire number 3 on pin number 5.
Yeah.
On pin number 9, which is the other side of this normally open contact, you put a wire number 4 and you jumpered it over to the coil, which is right here. So that little jumper wire represents this. Now you still need a 4 here, 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 and here. Right?
Yeah.
So basically all these points, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points that need to be interconnected together on wire number 4. So it's a bunch of little wires marked 4 that connect each other. Right?
Right.
So let's back up. Let's say you're to the point that you and I just talked about with your little jumper wire. So you need this 4 on the other side, pin number 9, and you put this little jumper wire in. So that's done, and this is done. Now you need a wire number 4 at this green light, right?
Right.
Where are you going to go from?
Go from the light to the other, to the number 4 contact on the green push button. On the start push button.
And that's fine. That's fine. So you did that. So basically, think of it this way, though. You've got this wire number 4, and you've got this wire number 4, this little jumper. They have to connect together somehow. You know, because think of these as wires, right? You want all the wire number 4s to energize at the same time.
Right.
So you've got this from the green light down to the push button. That's good. You've got this little jumper wire there. You got it all labeled 4. But if my left hand energizes, it's not necessarily going to energize this because they're not connected. So you just have to make sure they're all connected.
Okay. So, and I did that by putting it to the push button. All right. So then add another number 4 from the other push button.
Let me explain it to you one different way, and then I really gotta let you go because my kids are waiting on me. So I'm gonna do 2 different colors here. I'm gonna go blue, and I'm gonna make them really thick. So here's what you did with your little jumper wire. The other side of that to the
Ice cube.
coil, right? And that's just a little jumper wire on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick another color. You did another wire. Let's go like orange from your start push button to the light. Is that what you said? So you did this. Now, if the orange wire gets energized and turns the light on, will it also energize the coil?
It should.
No, it won't. They're not connected. See what I'm saying? You got 2 different wires going to 4 different places, but they're not connected. They're not on the same potential.
Oh, I got you.
Right? So instead of going from the start over to the green light, maybe, I don't know, maybe come from this location to the green light. And then from there, have another wire going from the green light over to the push button.
So basically, I just run my number 4 right into my green terminal.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. For the light, yeah. Right. You need a wire number 4 here on this green wire. Doesn't matter where you get it from as long as all the 4s are connected electrically. All right.
All right.
All right. I really got to get going. My kids are waiting for me. So.
All right. That's fine. I'll get it together.
All right, man. And
right.
if you don't get it finished, we'll work on it some more tomorrow.
All right.
All right. All right, brother. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.